Hey there guys, hope you guys are having a great day today. Just as a quick reminder, all the videos on this channel are not made for children. Viewer discretion is advised. And today we'll be looking at Artisan Fox's Lily. And for anyone who's unaware, this figure is heavily inspired by Frieren from Beyond Journey's End. And what's interesting is that they're also making another figure in the same line. It's going to be for Fern, or it's going to be inspired by Fern. I mean, they're calling it the Necromancer. And I'm definitely going to be getting that one and reviewing it as well. And do keep in mind that the version that I have, this is the deluxe version, so of course I'm going to get some extra stuff, and here's everything you get inside. So here's the figure itself. You get some extra legs, so if you want her to be barefoot, you also get all these extra feet. You get this little stand right here. You get the hands, some extra hair, some extra faceplates, some accessories, and you also get this blank one. That's because it's gonna be in here. You're supposed to put the stickers on the faces if you want. Alright, and to show off some of that extra stuff, you'll get this little bag right here, which comes with a little pin. You also get this acrylic little piece, and the main reason is for this right here. You get these magic circles, so basically you can display her with whenever you're casting magic. So of course all you gotta do is just slide this in right here and it'll hold. You also get some stickers. An instruction paper. And this little poster, although I don't get why they don't have the character right there. They just have her silhouette for some reason. And of course, most importantly, you also get these eyes that you're supposed to put on the blank faceplate. Although keep in mind that with the extra face, there's no painting on the lips, so that's pretty much going to be blank. Of course, it'll be much easier to display if you remove the plastic, as you can see. And lastly, you also get this little peg. Although, just be careful, something that I've noticed, it actually gets damaged. I don't know if you'll be able to see it on camera, but whenever I put this piece in, it actually damages this thing, so I don't know. I don't know if it's worth using, so if you're going to use it, make sure to put it in the exact same area, so that way you don't see the scratches and everything. Now, one thing you should keep in mind, when I opened mine for the first time, this neck piece right here was completely useless. It would not connect to the body and the head. I basically had to heat up with the hairdryer on both ends. And once I did that, I simply put it back on, then I applied some force for like a minute and I just held it there. After that, I just let it cool off, and basically the connections was much better, so I recommend that you heat it up first. And here she is, Frieren, or should I say Lily, since that's what they're calling her. Now, one thing, when you put the head on, make sure that you got the peg in the right side, because otherwise the head will become very loose. And just to keep in mind that all of her outfit can be removable, so she's basically naked underneath. As you can see, there's nothing here. And here on the side, you'll see some little pegs sticking out of her body. That's basically so that you can put on the belt, so that way it stays in place more better. Although, to be honest, the connection there isn't very good. You can very easily like get it off there, just like that. Now, quality control wise, everything came out pretty beautiful. I don't see anything wrong with the paint. Everything looks pretty clean. And as you probably noticed, her body has like this pink shading throughout and it looks pretty good. However, one thing is that they missed the elbows and the knees. Now, normally it's not that big of a deal. However, once you use the articulation, it becomes a bigger deal. As you can see, there is zero shading on this whatsoever, and the same thing goes for the elbows. As you can see, zero shading, so that's definitely kind of disappointing. Now, one final annoyance with this figure, once you remove this thing right here from the arms, there's going to be like a small gap in between, and that's kind of annoying. They could have easily fixed this by giving you something like this, like they did for the thighs. If they gave us an extra piece like this you can put in between, that would have fixed it. The main reason it's like that is because this thing doesn't go over the arm. It actually goes in between. That's how it's designed. So when you remove it, it does leave that little bit of gap right there, which is kind of annoying. And I just screwed up big time with my figure. I was trying to swap out the legs, and unfortunately I ended up breaking it. As you can see right here, where's the leg? I ended up breaking the peg that's up here, and it got stuck right there. I ended up having to boil it multiple times and just go at it with something, but eventually I was able to get the peg out. So now I have a broken leg that I can no longer use, so that's pretty disappointing. I'll try to see if I can buy another one to replace it, but in the meantime, at the very least, I can use the alternate now. Now it does look pretty bad in there because I had to like go at it relentlessly, but man, it looks, hopefully it'll stay on. Let's see. Keep in mind, the first time that I was trying to swap out the legs, I used a heat dryer to heat it up to loosen it, but unfortunately it looks like that wasn't enough. If you're gonna swap out the legs, make sure to boil it instead. That definitely would have saved me a lot of trouble because it just would not come off. I kept trying, and eventually that just caused the peg from here to break. And if that happens, you're gonna have a pain in the ass trying to get it out of there. Like, it took me multiple times boiling it and going at it to finally get it out. Now luckily it still stays on and it doesn't appear to be any loose. It looks pretty good. Yeah, so it stays on pretty well, so luckily I didn't destroy my figure. Now the best way I can describe this figure is beautiful but flawed. I really like how this figure looks and the articulation is pretty good. However, the main issue with it has to be the way the limbs connect. Because of how this outfit connects in between the arm instead of simply being around it, it has a tendency to pop off very easily just like that, so that's pretty annoying. On top of that, swapping the legs, it's a real hassle, and if you're not careful, you're gonna break it just like I did. And one thing that I've noticed is that the leg has zero pink shading on it, so it's just plastic. So that's very distracting. Now I was about to do the whole thing with the articulation, and here's the thing, if you like the articulation that you've been getting with a lot of recent figure arts figures, you're definitely gonna be happy here. However, honestly, I would not recommend buying this figure. This figure, unless you only care about how the appearance, I really would not recommend getting this thing. The articulation is fine, however, because of how all the limbs just want to keep disconnecting, the hands are constantly disconnecting, and even after heating up the neck, even though it does improve it, it actually stays on. When you try to articulate it, it just pops off really easily. So like, you're left with a figure that is constantly falling to pieces, and that's pretty much a bummer. Like, honestly, I would not recommend getting this figure if you wanted a more articulated version of a Frieren. This is just not it, in my opinion. It has good articulation, but what good is it if it's constantly falling apart? And just to show it off, here's what she looks like naked. And she does look really beautiful. As I mentioned before, there's no shading on the legs. And there's no sculpting right here on the chest, so there's no nipples. Now, one thing I don't like about the design is the fact that they put the cheeks on the crotch piece, but honestly, with how fragile the limbs are, I don't think it really matters. This is not a figure you're going to get for the articulation. Now, her hair is on a ball joint, however, these little crown things, they do hinder the movement, as you can see. Now, when it comes to her outfit, it's completely made of soft plastic, as you can see. And usually the insides are usually this pinkish purple color, while the outside is like this white but with gold around it. And lastly, you also get these things that go around her wrists. Now, when it comes to the hairpiece, you do get this alternate one as well. The main difference is that these things on the sides are much shorter. As you can see, the ones that are on by default are much longer. You also get these alternate ponytails, and basically the main difference is that they're just shorter ones. As you can see, they look very identical to the ones that are on by default. The only difference is that they're just slightly shorter. And I almost forgot to mention this, but when it comes to the alternate hairpiece, this one has purple crowns instead of the golden ones that the default one has, as you can see. Alright, and now it's time to show off the face accessories, and this is the one that comes by default. And here's her alternate, and it looks very similar to the default one. The only difference is that her eyes are more narrow. She also comes with this faceplate that gives her more of an embarrassed expression. And this one is more of a mean face, and if you didn't think she looked like Frieren before, this one definitely does. This is personally my favorite faceplate, and I really love this one. And lastly, here she is with her alternate hair and ponytails and her alternate blank face, which you're supposed to put stickers on. Now personally, I'm not going to do that. Now when it comes to the hand accessories, she does come with an extra 7 pairs of hands, as you can see. She also comes with an extra 3 pairs of her bare feet for her alternate legs. Now personally, I have zero interest in this. You also get this magic book right here. Unfortunately, they did not paint the pages, it's just brown plastic, so that's kind of disappointing. But it does look nice from the front. And they also come with this alternate one that is just open. And she also comes with this little peg, this little hole right here, I mean, for one of the hands so she can hold it. And lastly, she does come with this little potion bottle, and I don't know if you're able to see it on camera, but it looks like it has like a little like skull detail on the front of the bottle, as well as the back. The only bit of paint is the little brown thing on the top. And for her final accessory, she comes with this wand right here, and it looks really nice. It disconnects right here, so you can slide it onto her hand very easily. And this little red thing, unfortunately, it's not completely see-through. It's just half a spear and then another half a spear on the other side, because when I put in the light, nothing comes out, so that's pretty much a bummer. And I got some more bad news. While I was putting the clothes back on the figure, I accidentally broke the peg in the hand. Or the wrist, I mean. And unfortunately, this doesn't give you any extra pegs for that. They do give you an extra peg for the shoulder, but not the hand, which is what I need right now. And while I was trying to see if I could find anything in the box, I found this little piece right here. I believe this is supposed to be the gap filler for in between the arms, so they actually do give you a way to fill that up. Unfortunately, I only find one. I don't know if I dropped the second one somewhere in my room. I'll try looking for it, but there was only one in the box, so that's kind of disappointing. God damn it. Anyway guys, I heavily do not recommend getting this figure. This figure kind of reminds me of Snailshell, except it's done really badly. And quite frankly, with how fragile all the joints, or now all the pegs are, I mean, this thing is definitely gonna break on you eventually. As I stated earlier, I have the deluxe edition, which is 50 bucks, and then the standard edition is like 40, and either one I do not recommend getting. The only thing you're gonna get from the deluxe edition is the fact that you get the extra feet and the extra legs, I mean. And quite frankly, with how fragile this thing is, I just cannot recommend getting it at all. And on top of that, the arms are constantly falling off, and you get 0 extra pegs for the wrists. And as you can see with mine is broken, so now I got no hands. Honestly, the only saving grace with this figure is that it looks pretty, and that's about it. And honestly, I just cannot recommend getting it. I had such a bad time with this figure that I'm not even going to bother with the size comparisons. As I stated earlier, this is just like a Snailshell figure, except it's done really badly. And yeah, I will still definitely get the next figure they're making, the Necromancer, which is supposed to be based on Frieren from the same series as Frieren. But quite frankly, if that figure is not good, then I don't think I'm ever gonna buy anything from this company ever again. So hopefully the next one will be good. If not, yeah, I'm just pretty much done with this company. Anyway guys, that's the end of the video, and I hope you enjoyed, and if you can, please like and subscribe, and I'll be uploading more soon. And I'll see you guys next time. Later.